This is why some K-pop trainees are insanely talented, but they will never get a chance to debut because they fall into these 10 categories. 1. You don't fit the group concept and you refuse to try. Just because you're good at something doesn't mean there's a spot for it in the group they're building. You could be the best dancer in the building, but if the lineup already has the dancer and you're not willing to adapt to a new vibe, why would they pick another one of the same thing? This isn't about being the best. It's about being what they need. Some trainees ruin their chances because they're so obsessed with their one skill or image. They walk in like, this is me, take it or leave it. Well, guess what? The company will leave it. You have to learn how to play a role, be flexible, be moldable. Be the one who says, okay, you already have a main dancer. Cool, I'll be the chill visual. I'll be the soft vocal. I'll do whatever it takes to complete this group. Because the ones who debut, they're not just stars, they're the missing puzzle piece. So if you walk into that final lineup meeting acting like a solo act, and someone else walks in looking like perfect teammate, they're getting that debut, period. 2, you showed too much attitude or ego during training. Let's talk about it. You ever seen a trainee who's talented as hell, but got that energy? Like, they roll their eyes at feedback. They act like they're better than the others. They don't take corrections well. They walk around the practice room like they've already debuted. Yeah, companies clock that energy instantly. But if you bring that diva, don't touch me, I know what I'm doing vibe, they will cut you without hesitation. 3, you peak too early and stop growing. Yeah, this one stings. Some trainees come in crazy strong. Like boom, first few months they're ahead of everyone. Best dancer, clean vocals, stage presence on point. And everyone's like, they're gonna debut for sure. But then they stay the same. No growth, no evolution, no hunger. Meanwhile, that quiet trainee in the corner, still struggling, still working, still fixing every mistake the instructors point out, and suddenly they're catching up, then passing you, and next thing you know, the underdog is the one standing in the final lineup, and you are the one left behind. And if you're the type who gets lazy the moment you hear you're doing well, they'll move on to the trainee who's still climbing. This isn't a sprint, it's a long-ass staircase. 4, the data says you're not improving. Some K-pop trainee are not get attention because their monthly data valuation are not improving. So why don't you trick the damn data? Let me let you in on a little dirty secret, okay? It's not just people watching you during training, it's data. Yep, companies track your progress month by month like a spreadsheet. Performance scores, vocal test grades, attitude reviews, filming evaluations, everything. And if the numbers say you're staying the same, you're on thin ice. Now here's where some talented trainees mess up bad. They come in guns blazing. First month they're like, look at me, I can dance, I can sing, I'm slaying. And yeah, you are slaying. But now you've left yourself nowhere to grow. So next month, when the evaluation comes around, the data says, no improvement. And boom, they start looking at someone else. You gotta be smarter than that. Fool the data. Hold back a little in the beginning, not in a lazy way, but in a strategic way. Maybe don't show your full dance control the first week. Save that high note. Drip your power out bit by bit so that every month it looks like you're leveling up fast, like you're growing at superhuman speed. Because when the reports come in and you're the one showing most improved every time, you will get noticed. Not just by the instructors, but by the system that decides who gets more screen time, more feedback, more opportunity. This is chess, not checkers, baby. Don't just be talented. Be undeniably smart about it. This dream is survival, and survival means playing the game. 5, you keep making the same mistakes and refuse to fix them. Okay, real talk. You can be talented, you can have potential, but if you keep messing up the same moves, the same lines, the same attitude issues, guess what? They're gonna stop believing you'll ever improve. Companies watch for progress. And part of that is seeing you learn from feedback. If your coach tells you, hey, fix this step, or work on your pitch here, and you nod, but then do the same thing next time, that's a red flag. They want trainees who can listen, absorb, and evolve, not ones who act like they're too good or just don't get it. The industry moves fast. If you can't keep up by fixing your flaws, someone else will. You gotta stop being stubborn, stop thinking you're perfect, and start being a sponge. Mistakes aren't failure, ignoring them is. 6, 6. Your family is bugging the company too much, and it's killing your chances. All right, I gotta say it straight. This one's messy but true. Some parents just don't get how the K-pop industry works, and it's not entirely their fault, but yeah, it causes big problems. Imagine this. Your kid becomes a trainee, right? The company's got hundreds of trainees to manage, tight schedules, crazy rules, but then your parents keep showing up unannounced, wanting to take their kid out whenever they want, ignoring contracts like they don't exist. Some even threaten lawsuits because the training is too hard. Girl, that's a no from the company straight away. Companies aren't going to waste time babysitting parents who cause trouble. If every other trainee's family respect the rules, but yours is the problem family, guess who's going to get cut first? They'll drop you before you debut just to avoid the drama. So if your family can't chill and respect the process, that's a huge obstacle on your path to debut. So if you want to make it, get your family on board quietly. No drama, no constant visits, no threats. The less noise they make, the longer you get to keep chasing your dream. 7. You burn out too fast and quit before you even get started. This dream isn't a sprint, it's a marathon wrapped in a whirlwind. And if you go all in like you're charging a castle and don't pace yourself, you're gonna crash hard. Some trainees come in with all the fire, staying up late, pushing through pain, skipping rest, but burnout doesn't play favorites. It'll drag down the best of us. And once that mental and physical exhaustion hits, motivation tanks, injuries pile up, and the thought of training feels like torture. Companies notice this. They don't want trainees who burn out fast and disappear. They want fighters who can handle the grind day after day without breaking. So if you want to debut, learn to manage your energy. Train smart, rest enough, eat right, and take care of your mental health, because talent means nothing if your body and mind are fried. 8. You can't control your diet, and that's a bigger deal than you think. Look, I know diet is a sensitive topic, but let's be real. In K-pop, your body is part of the package. Some trainees are crazy talented but can't stick to the diet needed to get in shape. Maybe the company lets it slide at first, but as debut time creeps closer, if your body's still chunky, no matter how good you dance or sing, you're gonna get passed over. Dieting isn't easy. Trust me, I get it. It's tough, frustrating, and requires serious discipline, just like singing and dancing. But if you want that debut spotlight, you gotta treat it like part of your training. It's not about being skinny, it's about being stage ready. If you can't handle this, no matter your talent, you risk getting cut. So start now, get your nutrition game tight, and be ready to commit, because this industry demands total dedication, body and soul. 9. Your company's got too many talented trainees. Sometimes it's just bad timing. Here's the cold hard tea. Sometimes it ain't even about you. You could be insanely talented, but if you join your favorite company at the exact same time they're stacked with other crazy skilled trainees, your chances just got slimmer, like way slimmer. It's not about being worse. Maybe someone else just has a tiny bit more skill or fits the concept better. And with limited debut spots, it's a numbers game you might lose. But don't panic, this isn't the end. Companies do trade trainees with others sometimes, or you can just hit up other agencies. And trust me, once you've got 4 or 5 years of experience of being a trainee, smaller companies will be all over you. You're a hot commodity with training under your belt. So if one door closes, keep knocking. Your debut might just be waiting at the next audition. 10. You can't debut because you got scammed. Here, some of the ugly truth about some small companies. Listen, if you ain't joining a giant, legit company, you might fall into the scam trap. Some small companies, they're just out here collecting trainee fees like it's a cash grab. They take in as many trainees as possible because every trainee means dollar. You gotta pay them to train you. Yeah, no free rides here. But the training? Sometimes it's just a facade. After they milk the fees, they drop trainees like hot potatoes. Then there are those who train you for free but charge crazy high rent for dorms, meals, practice spaces, prices that make you sweat. And guess what? After a few years of paying through the nose, they drop you anyway. And the worst? Some don't even care about training quality. It's all business. If you're not careful, you'll waste years and money chasing a dream that was never real to them.